how to avoid the bad luck that's coming in the year of the fire horse. Hi, my name is Leah Chantel, and today I am talking a little bit about the year's energy and how it's going to affect relationships. This year will be a big challenging year unless we take the reins of the year and we make decisions that are empowering for ourselves. We set the boundaries. We make decisions on what kind of people we allow into our life. And if we're not going to take those reins or make decisions, then what we're going to receive from the outer world is going to be quite negative this year. The reason why is the year of the fire horse has traditionally been associated with war in ancient China. And in many fire horse years, there were ancient wars in China, which is not to say necessarily we're going to break out into a war, but we are seeing a relationship recession where people are not wanting to couple anymore. They want to stay home. And I'm not necessarily advising anybody to do that. What I am advising is that we have to take a look at our own integrity this year and find ways to up-level ourselves to become more righteous. And what do I mean by that? We have to walk the talk. So whatever we believe, whatever we tell people we want to be true in the world, we have to be willing to walk the talk. So if we don't want people ditching and flaking on us, we better make sure we're not ditching and flaking on people this year. If we're concerned that people don't want commitment, then we have to make sure we're showing up in a grounded way and being very responsible to our own relationships, because what I have noticed about people who say they want commitment are often quite flaky. I don't know if you've noticed that the women who want marriage tend to not show up properly when they're hanging out with their friends, or they say they can't make it for whatever reason. These sort of situations happen because the energy is incongruent. People do not walk their talk, even when they're very well intentioned. And that creates chaos in the outer world. That's why commitments are so complicated now in 2026 and why people are electing to be single. So how do we solve all of those things? Well, if you've got too much on your plate right now, number one, start eliminating commitments that don't resonate with you anymore, because we are walking our talk this year. So whatever you decide to place your energy on, you better be passionate about it and you better be excited about it. Make sure you love your job. You love any commitments you have going in society, any class you're going to, any volunteering you're doing. Make sure you're showing up 100%, because what's not 100% is going to get kicked out of our lives. We might get fired from that job that we're not really showing up to, or we might lose the volunteer commitment that isn't so important to us. And we have to make sure that everything is in alignment. And if we have any relationships, we have to treat them with respect. We have to check in with ourselves and making sure that we're showing up as our best self to that relationship. If you show up as your best self and the relationship doesn't work out for any reason, there's nothing wrong with that, because you have a chance to learn and grow from that. But if you haven't shown up as your best self, then that's on you. And sometimes we don't really know what that means in relationship. Relationship dating dynamics are changing so quickly. And what could have been showing up with integrity 10 years ago would not resonate with today's culture. So we also have to make sure, number two, that we're up to date with the times. So whatever commitment, whatever ways we're trying to be excellent, we have to make sure it's up to date with this day and age in 2026 and not 2016, because things have changed quite a bit over the years. And in dating, for example, you may not want to reveal your intentions too quickly. It used to be more common that people would say, hey, this is what I'm looking for 10 years ago when they're on dating apps or when they're meeting people. But in this day and age, I think it's important to be very protective of your energy and to just get to know people without any agenda and in a very patient, long-term way. Because even if you're looking for a commitment, you want to make sure you're selecting the right person, because you have to be with them for the rest of your life. You don't want to just jump into any willy-nilly commitment. And that means keeping your intentions a little bit private. That means being patient with people and making sure that they're really a good fit for you. And then when you really know that, and that can take a long time to really figure that out, then you can discuss intentions. And my number 3 advice for the year of the fire horse is do not do things you know are wrong to do. Do not go and stalk an ex this year. Do not look up what they're doing on social media or go to their homes. Do not do anything like that, because this year it's really going to bite you. If you've gotten away with that kind of thing in the past and you've been a little immature and you could laugh it off and say, hey, it's okay with my female friends, it's like, no, don't do those things. You've got to learn the lessons this year. You can't go back on your old habits and do things that you're not supposed to be doing that are self-destructive in your relationships, because this is the year that the police are going to get called on you, okay? Or this is the year that it's going to destroy your mental health. So don't do these things. Make sure you've got clean mental health. You're not engaging in any bad habits. You're focusing time on yourself. You're going to the gym. You're reading something inspirational. These are the years that you want to take care of you. Don't go chasing after something that ended 2 or 3 or 6 months ago, whatever length of time it's been. It's just not worth it. You want to move on as soon as possible in a high vibrational congruent way. And that's how you can make the year of the fire horse a good year. I'm going to leave you with one last tip for 2026, and that is to make sure any personal relationships you do have in your life are in service to a larger cause, and that your life is about your larger cause and your purpose, rather than it's about placating to a boyfriend or placating even to children that you've had in a previous marriage, because people are respected when they have a higher mission to serve others. And that's not to say you don't make any time for partners or your family, but your life should not revolve around them. And then all the relationships will fall into their place, into alignment with the positive purpose that you have going on in your life. And you also will never be threatened if anyone breaks up with you, or if a child doesn't want to live with you anymore or keep contact with you as a parent, because you have something positive that you're focusing on that's respectable. So whatever happens, you can always go back into that area of your life if things in your personal life don't work out the way that you expected.